What is going on, you guys? It is your boy Cyrus Obsidian here at Obsidian Games, here to bring you another episode of Local Diaries. So let us dive right in. So for this Local Diaries, we are running it back with Regensis Kashtira Bystial, this time against a meta where meta is present. So we're going to see what the few changes we've made, because we did make just some small minor adjustments from the last time we played, hoping for it to be a little bit better and just a little bit more consistent. We are hoping that this version will still play out the same way as the last one, where we were able to swift OTK going second, but still make good going first boards to help us establish a board with a lot of follow-up. So let me show you the deck profile and the changes that we did make, and then we're going to head to locals and see how well we can do. All right, so we did make some changes from the last time we played this, so we'll just breeze through pretty quick. We are still playing one copy of Regensis Lord, 3 Regensis Archfiend, 1 Sage, 1 Warrior, and 1 Dragon for our Regensis monster lineup. And then we do round it out with 3 copies of Regensis, 2 Regensis Code, and 1 Regensis Birth. I thought I had a 3rd copy of Code. There would be a 3rd copy here, but apparently I don't have one. So we're going to see if we can acquire one tonight, though, to play in the deck. Otherwise, this would be at 3. But apparently I didn't open a 3rd, so we live without it. As for our Kashtira engine, we are still playing 3 copies of Unicorn. This time, 2 copies of Fenrir with 1 Birth and 1 Theosis. I think this will be a pretty standard lineup going forward. If we didn't play the Bystial engine, we would also include Regensis, but because we are playing the Bystial engine, we opted not to play Regensis. Which, speaking of the Bystials, we are playing 3 copies of Bystial Rebellion, 1 Magnamut, 1 Druis, 2 Baldrake, and 1 Branded Regained. So I definitely liked this when I played it the first time, and the Bystials came in clutch for it being such a small number, but being that small number is what makes it really nice. So it's just really great against the decks that it is great against in the meta, like Mitsurugi Ryziel, Malice, White Forest, Memento. So there's like bonuses and pros to that. For the hand traps, it's pretty much stayed the same. We are still playing 3 copies of Fuelos, 3 copies of Droll, 3 copies of Ash, and 3 copies of Imperm. And then 1 copy of Triple Tactics Talent. So I'm decided to go with the Talent route. Because we don't have the 3rd copy of Code, I think Talent can be a really good card, whether it's to draw 2, to steal, to take a look. There's just limitless potential with it. And now that it's at 1, maybe we'll open it more often. So the extra deck saw just a couple of changes. We're still playing Cheng Ying and the Cursed Thunder God. When these come up, and I hope they come up, I'm hoping I can summon them because they are pretty cool. We decided to play 1 copy of Kashtira Shangri-Ira. We're still playing 1 Big Eye, 1 Draco Sack, 1 Red Eyes Metal Flare, 1 Dark Armed the Dragon of Annihilation, 1 Typhon, and 1 Zeus. For our links, we're playing 1 IP, 1 Moon, 1 SP, 1 BLS, 1 Access Code, and 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World. So I'm theorizing with the Shangri-Ira. I've seen a lot of deck lists play the 1 copy of Shangri-Ira, and I think it is really valuable being able to exceed into it and use it to bring out Unicorn or another copy of Fenrir, whatever you may need, just to like really push your plays forward. And with the interruption of Shangri-Ira being like lockout zones, I think that can also come in clutch. And then moving to the side is pretty much the exact same. We're still playing 3 copies of Nibiru, 3 copies of Milcharming Perulia, 3 copies of Chaos Hunter, and then we are playing 3 copies of Evenly Matched, 1 There Can Be Only One, and 2 copies of Dragon's Mind. So I'm excited to try this deck out again, this time at a locals where we know the meta is very much there. So we'll see how well the deck plays out against Mitsurugi Ryziel, Malice, and maybe even some other rogue decks that do exist like Memento, White Forest, but we shall see. So let's go to locals and find out how well we can do. All right, so here we are at locals. Round 1, we play against Regensis Blue Eyes. So kind of a mirror match Game 1, he wins the die roll. He goes first. We open up with Fenrir, Bystial, Magnamut, and then the Regensis cards for combo. And we were able to bait out with whatever he had set up for the Blue Eyes part of his engine and the Regensis as well. Since he ended on Sage and Warrior, we did all that, and then we cracked it with the Bystials, and then used the Regensis to break the rest of the board. We opened Regensis Code, and Archfiend Regensis, so I mean, we were able to cook up a little bit. We had the set, we had Droll, I mean, we were cooking. So we took game 1. Game 2, we opened up Bystials, Baldrake, Druid Worm, Ash, Fulos, and Regensis Birth. And he made me go first, and we passed. And then we fooled in his draw phase. We got like 2 draws. We set up the Bystials to crack, and we just kind of cracked it with the Bystials. He conceded, because if he hadn't conceded, he might have won, because we were just staring at Bystials. We didn't have like combo for Regensis or the Kashtira, so we were just kind of like floating on the Bystials. We just had the Regensis Birth that we could have set and just like played with that for a bit, just to grind game it out. But his deck is also grindy too, so I mean, it was a battle of fruition there. But we take round 1. We have 4 rounds tonight, so 3 rounds left to go. And so far, it's a pretty good test of the BKRs, I'm going to call it. I'm loving it. I think it's going to be fun, but we'll see what the rest of the rounds go.
All right, so rounds 2 and 3. Round 2, we play against a Horus Fiendsmith Bystial deck. We go second. No, we go first in game 1. We're able to establish our board, and it's just grinding. You know, his deck's a grind deck, mine's a grind deck, and we're just grinding back and forth for like 20 minutes until I eventually take the win. I like was silly and just made access code and just clear the board. We go game 2. He just full combos. I don't have enough gas to like really solidify, break the board either, so I was just like, yeah, well, let's just go game 3, because we were like 12 minutes left in time at this point after he finished his combo. We go first, we establish a board, he nibs me, we SP, we end with SP, Red Ice Flare, pass turn, time is called, and it ends up being a draw. So we were able to go 1-1, no loss yet. We go round 3, play against Mitsurugi Raizu. We roll, we get double ones, we get Snake Eyes. So he goes first, he opens up full board. We don't have hand traps to break, so we draw and we attempt to play. He drolls. We go game 2. Game 2, I go decent combo with the Kashtira, and we solidify with the Kashtira, and we're just able to like grind game it there with the Regensis Kashtira, just keeping that engine flowing and flowing. Game 3, he goes first. I side in, Fulos, Brilliant Nib, just all the board breakers evenly matched. I don't care. I'm trying to break his board. I'm going second, and I fooled him twice. He lets me draw a ton. We opened a nib, and then we drew into a second nib, and so we nibbed his board, broke it. We drew for turn. We had full combo. Like, it was insane. Like, we had full combo, and he ashes me on the Regenesis. I go tactics to take the token, switch token to attack, and swing for game because the token was pretty big. So we're able to take it. We are 2-1-0 with no losses going into the last and final round of round 4 with 40 seconds left. Honestly, Regenesis, Kashtira, Bystial is so good. Again, if you can't afford like one of those engines, definitely sub one of them out, put in some more hand traps, super polys, forbidden droplets, things like that, because those are really good at breaking boards, and it's phenomenal. I love this deck. It's so fun, and the recursion, the grind game is just awesome. So we'll see where round 4 takes us.
So what do you guys think of these little things? I've like low-key thought about like wanting to pick them up, but I don't know. You guys, if any of you guys that are seeing this have like picked those up, assembled it, let me know. Let me know what you think, because the BLS does look pretty tempting. But last and final round, we play against a no-show, so we get a free win. So we end the night with 3 wins and 1 draw. more than likely topping the event with Bystial Kashtira Regensis. So I mean, I feel pretty good about the deck. The deck is definitely solid. It's a great board breaker type deck. Maybe we side some of the hand traps out for Super Poly and arrange the extra deck just to have that, because Super Poly in this format is really cracked. Same thing with droplets. So there's a lot of potential that there can be for the deck going forward with it. I truly love it. In testing, it's been awesome. It's just one of those fun decks. But I'll let you know where we stand. But sneak peek for our next local diaries, we're going to bring back an old favorite that came out a little over a year ago in Shining Sarcophagus. So that got new support, but we'll tell you all about that when the time comes. So let me just wait. All right, so as we called it, we did take first with 10 points out of 4 rounds. So we go first, and honestly, this is twice in a row with the deck, so I feel pretty confident about it. The fact that we did play against Mitsuri Ryziel, we played against a Bystial, we played against Mermail, which was round 4, which was a no-show, and we also played against another Regensis. There was a lot of Regensis here tonight, which is pretty wild. Regensis Blue Eyes. So I mean, pretty crazy. But that is it for this local diaries, everyone. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of the deck profile and what your ideas on how to play Regensis. I think the deck is definitely adaptable until we get the new support, and the new support is just going to be really crazy for it, and it'll still be adaptable even then, because anytime a monster with 2500 attack or 2500 defense gets printed, that is technically Regensis support. So I'll let you brew on that for the time being as we get ready for our next locals on Friday and are ready to debut our new Shining Sarcophagus deck. So stay tuned to that. And for now, we'll pass it over to you.